Mr. Shapiro, thank you for joining us today. I think it is important that you're here as one of the leading conservative voices in the country. And the country has, in the last couple weeks, talked a lot about and Googled Project 2025. It's one of the most Googled search terms right now. And you're not going to get any censorship from me. So I just wanted to know, from your perspective, I think it would help us understand, on just like a scale of 0 to 100%, how much do you support Project 2025?
I think, like President Trump, I haven't looked all that deeply at Project 2025, but it seems that Democrats on this committee, sort of like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, if they say Project 2025 enough, their presidential candidate becomes alive again.
And you know, the other side's going around trying to make me sound extreme, like I'm an extremist. I'm not. I'm a person with great common sense. I'm not an extremist at all. Like some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very conservative, just like you have. They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right, and they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is, it's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and then they read some of the things and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation.
5 minutes later.
The only thing that matters in this election is keeping Donald Trump and Project 2025 out of power.
I just want to point out one thing. What I noticed with the Democratic Party, once again, they are running on the campaign of Orange Man Bad.
The Project 2025 plan is not a game.
They have been running on the campaign of Orange Man Bad the last couple of elections, the last few elections. They have not ran on the policies. They have not ran on their successes. They have not ran on telling you, the American people, what they're going to do for you. They're running on Orange Man Bad yet again. You're going to let them bamboozle you, then you deserve what you get. Also notice what the Democratic Party is doing, what they've done before, yet again, is just repeat the same thing, even though it's already being debunked. Like the whole, there's good people on both sides that they finally, in the mainstream media, marked as fake news that Donald Trump did not say that.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
By saying that Donald Trump incited an insurrection when he literally said peacefully protest.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Now they're trying to say over and over and over again that the 2025 or the 25 or whatever this freaking Heritage Foundation bullshit that they're trying to spread is Donald Trump's objective. When Donald Trump has literally come out multiple times and said it's not. The same thing when he's come out in multiple times and said he stands against white supremacy and racism and homophobia, all those things, when they keep saying that Donald Trump doesn't.
I denounce white supremacy, okay? Wait, are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question? I denounce white supremacy. Okay. You start off with white supremacy, I denounce it.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm
prepared
willing to do
specifically?
that. I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something about it. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
The Democratic Party runs on fear-mongering, they run on lies, and they run on deceit, not on what they've done right.
Keeping that insane ideology of white Christian nationalism and white supremacy and white male Christian dominance out of power.
So vote on policies, not when people are trying to say boogie, boogie, boogeyman is under your bed, so you better vote our way.
You are fake news.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
To put it simply, it's now up to the states. And like Ronald Reagan, I'm a believer in the exceptions, the 3 exceptions, as you know, and rape, incest, life of the mother, the danger for the life of the mother. And we have a situation now where it's in the states' hands, and the states are going to be voting. The last thing people want, the people are going to be voting. The last thing people want is for that to go back into the federal government. It was always fought, and very importantly, and people wanted it, they wanted it back in the states, where it belongs legally and for a lot of other reasons.
So you wouldn't support a national ban?
No, I wouldn't support a national ban. No, I would not.
I genuinely don't care who the Democratic nominee is, and I'm being real. I don't care.
We are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Houston, there's a problem.
All that matters in this upcoming election is that you keep that man and that Project 2025 plan out of power.
What is Project 2025? What is it, though? Project 2025 was spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation and like-minded conservative groups before Trump entered the 24 race. The Heritage Foundation is a think tank. So it's a think tank. It's like, what should we do to shape the Republican Party, including, it says here, personnel and policies. And it's been around since the Reagan presidency. The project was intended as a buffet of options for the Trump administration. That could be unhealthy, and you could end up putting, I don't know, shrimp next to chicken. It could be awful. It's the latest installment of the Heritage Foundation's Mandate for Leadership series, which has compiled conservative policy proposals every few years since '81, but no previous study has been as sweeping in its recommendations or as widely discussed. Much of the plan's nearly 900 pages detail extreme executive branch overhauls. Among many recommendations, it lays out plans for criminalizing pornography, disbanding the commerce and education departments, rejecting the idea of abortion as healthcare, and shredding climate protections. Trump wrote in a post on social media on Friday that he knew nothing about Project 2025 but disagreed with parts of it. Some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal.
It seems that Democrats on this committee, sort of like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, if they say Project 2025 enough, their presidential candidate becomes alive again.
And so